everyone. Today is Memorial Day, and in honor of our veterans who have served and made the ultimate sacrifice, we're going to take a visit to 3 memorials located in southeastern Pennsylvania. As we head for our first destination today, I'd like to share with you a little story. My dad and 2 of his brothers served in World War II in the South Pacific at the same time. My dad was in the Army Air Corps and flew on a B17 FLying Fortress, and one day my dad receives word that one of his brothers was wounded in battle. So he was able to get permission to take a short leave to try to go find his brother. Now, they were on all these different islands in the South Pacific, so he managed to get a plane and went island hopping looking for his brother that was wounded. So at one point, he goes from one island to the other, and his brother cannot be found. So eventually he lands on this one island, and he asks for the last name, and they said, sure, he is down this row in whatever tent he was located in. So my dad goes down there and walks in the tent, and sure enough, he sees his brother, but not the one who was wounded. He sees his other brother, who was the Marine. So they're sitting there talking, and his brother says to him, let me show you something. He said, we were in battle recently, and I jumped into this hole, and in the hole I found this rock. And on this rock was engraved the date and the name of his other brother who was wounded. So by chance, he happened to land in the same hole, found the rock that his brother had previously had engraved, and it was just an incredible coincidence. So all these years, I remember the story, and it wasn't until earlier this year that a cousin of mine, the daughter of my uncle who was part of this incredible story, sends me a newspaper clipping that was actually written up about this story, about how one brother jumped into the foxhole of another brother and found the rock that was engraved by his brother who had been there previously. So we're here at Victory Park in Royersford, Pennsylvania, at the World War I Memorial. So we're here today, Memorial Day 2020, at the World War I Memorial in Royersford, Pennsylvania. On the plaque above is a list of all those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Above them stands the flag of the United States, the country for which they served and died for. Story with my dad and his brothers. He never really did connect reconnect with his brother who was wounded. By the time he got anywhere close to where he was already on a ship coming back to the States. He had suffered a head wound, but lived a very long and productive life. Okay, so our second stop today is at Reeves Park in Phoenixville, and we're here at the Viet Nam War Memorial. At this Viet Nam memorial, there are numerous other plaques honoring those who served in other wars. This plaque is dedicated to those who gallantly served during Operation Iraqi Freedom. This plaque is dedicated to the woman of all wars who unselfishly gave so that others might live. This plaque is dedicated to those who gallantly served during Operation Desert Storm. This plaque is dedicated to those who gallantly served during World War II. This plaque is dedicated to those who gallantly served during World War I. This plaque is dedicated to those who gallantly served during the Korean War. Dedicated to all the POW MIAs from all wars. World War I, 3,350. World War II, 78,777. Korea, 8,172. Viet Nam, 2,399. And Desert Storm, 21. This plaque is dedicated to those who gallantly served during Operation Enduring Freedom. to those who served, and to those who sacrificed, to those who wept, and to those who waited because of the Viet Nam War. Within this vault lie the names of those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Yeah.
I was in Pleiku.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Vietnam.
I came home with shrapnel in me.
Did you?
Never got a Purple Heart.
Were you on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was Air Force 1878 Com Squadron.
Wow. Did you get shot down, or?
No,
You were
I was...
the ground crew, or?
They attacked the base. They tried to cut through. And there were 4 of us laying down shooting at them at the fence.
Jeez.
It was a little, you know...
How old were you?
24.
Wow.
Yeah, after I joined the Air Force, while I was still in basic training, I got drafted.
Did you?
Yeah, I got the notice.
Huh.
And they just sent it back.
Wow. This is the Memorial Rock in Collegeville, Pennsylvania, and the inscription says, "In honor of our boys of Collegeville and vicinity who served the American colors in the World War 1917 to 1919, for liberty and humanity in memory of those who sacrificed their lives, presented by the American Legion Auxiliary." Thank you for taking this little journey with me today. If you have had or know of any people who were or are in the military today, remember to thank them for their service. I know the Vietnam vets were really trashed. I was young when they were all coming back home from war, and it was a really rough time. They were not welcomed like today's soldiers are. So, if you know anybody, say a kind word and thank them for their service. And if you like this video in any way, please click the like button. And if you're interested in more of the motovlogs that we'll be taking into the future, please subscribe. It helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much.